Mr. Matt Brittin.
Thanks, Tina. Cheers. Hello. Good morning. I'm speaking in Swedish, but this microphone is translating what I'm saying instantly into English. So I hope you enjoy that and it doesn't fail. The one problem is if I do try to pronounce anything Swedish, it sometimes gets a bit garbled, so apologies for that. I'd like to talk about mobile and how at Google we're thinking about mobile. And I think there are two words that are important for us. One is fast. This is the fastest growing technology mankind has ever seen. And the other is happy. Technology gets in the way and can complicate things. We've got to think about making consumers, users of mobile, happy. Make it easy, make it fun. Now, I'm going to try this morning to do the fast bit of that. I'd like you to do the happy bit. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is be happy now, because you probably won't be by the time I finish. So I'd just like to take a photograph of all of you. What you need to do is look really happy, wave your hands, and smile as much as you can. Is that okay? Are you feeling up for this? So let me go. So let's everybody be happy. Can you be happy? Wave your hands, look happy. Come on, Stockholm. Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's lovely. So that's it. End of the talk. How many people have got a mobile device with them today? Everybody? How many? Keep your hands up if you've got 2 devices with you. 3? A couple of people at the back have got 3, and somebody at the front. So lots of us have got mobile devices. How many people have bought something using their mobile phone? Probably 80% of the people, 70 to 80% of people. How many people have bought something over 1,000 krona using their mobile phone? Quite a few people. We're buying flights, we're buying all kinds of stuff. eBay are selling 4 Ferraris a month on mobile. I didn't believe that, but I spoke to the eBay guys and they said, well, actually, it's because people are bidding for high-priced items. And it's not 4 Ferraris, it's 4 Ferrari price bracket cars. So it might be another car that's extremely expensive. People are using their phones to check in on their bids and control the last-minute bidding to win the cars. Well, that makes sense. So mobile's here and mobile's commercial. How many people work for a company with a mobile-optimized website? Ah, OK. So there's the issue, right? 70% of us are buying stuff on mobile phones using mobile websites or websites, but probably 15% of us have got a mobile website. There's an opportunity, and we'll be talking about that today. But before I go into those things, what I'd like to do is start by looking at the desktop. So if we can go to the laptop machine here. How does that work? How do we get to that? Here we go. It's going to appear. I want to talk about how we think about our engineering products. Is this on here? There we go. OK, so this is the Google homepage. Actually, it's Mark Twain's birthday today, so there's the famous fence painting scene from Tom Sawyer, if those of you who like literature. I want to start by just talking about how we think about engineering on the desktop and very quickly get onto the mobile. I think it's important. So some of the things that we're really proud of at Google are these. So firstly, if I type the word arse, it just amuses me to do this. What we do is, I'm logged into google.co.uk just because I'm afraid I don't speak Swedish. So I'm just going with stuff that I can understand, and hopefully you can also understand as well. So we know that somebody typing arse into google.co.uk, actually, you might not think this, is interested in Arsenal, which is a football team. And so we predict what the person's most likely to be interested in. We give the most popular queries associated with that, and then we also give a result. So there we've got the next game. The last results from Arsenal and the next game that they're playing. Very fast, very happy. Now, they might be looking for links to other things, and you can also get the links to other things. But the point is we're trying to give them what they want right where they want it in the browser as quickly as possible. And this becomes more and more important on mobile. Now, thinking about Arsenal reminds me it's my brother's birthday soon. And I want to buy him a... I want to buy him a present, and he's a football fan, so I want to get him a football shirt. I realise I've misspelled that. Apologies if that's offended anybody. I didn't mean to type shit. But actually, our engineers would say, if you can't spell, that's our problem. Right? So we don't think you wanted to buy a football shit. We think you wanted to buy a football shirt. So we're going to show you straight away the results for football shirt. If you can't spell, that's our problem. And this gets more important on mobile as well, because if you can't type accurately on a laptop with a full-size keyboard, chances are you're going to be less accurate on a mobile, and that's going to be an important thing for you to do. Now, one of the issues today for me is that I'm due to fly back this afternoon to the UK, and there's a public sector strike at the airport. So it's a bit annoying because they won't be checking passports, so it's not going to be possible to land in the UK. So probably what I need to do is think about staying somewhere tonight. Now, here's an interesting thing. On desktop, 2 out of every 5 queries have a location attached to them, hotel in Stockholm. On mobile, it's 4 out of 5. Sorry, it's 40%, 20% on the desktop, 40% on the mobile. So on the mobile, you're twice as likely to be looking for something with a location. I know we'll hear from some of our client examples later about some of this stuff. So here I am, I'm on the desktop, I'm looking for a hotel in Stockholm. And there's a whole range of hotels in Stockholm. What looks interesting? Nordic Light Hotel. I like Nordic things and I like light. And there's the phone number there. How many people have written down on a post-it note a phone number and then stuck it to their mobile phone and then hopped in a cab and then got it out and typed it? Have you done that? Yeah, how annoying is that? Why would you do that? What if you could fix that? So one of our engineering directors in Google in Europe found that irritating. He went to the airport, having just done that, and while on the flight to Singapore, he wrote a little program which is called an extension. So up here at the top, the very top right of the screen, there's a little thing there which is a phone with an arrow, and that's called Chrome to Phone. He built an extension which you can just go to Chrome extensions on Google, and you can find it, and it downloads in 10 seconds into your browser. What this does is it allows you to connect your browser on the laptop to your mobile phone. So here's my mobile phone, and it's actually my phone, not some kind of demo phone. And I've got over here, can you see that? It's a slightly shaky camera, but hopefully good enough for you to see it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click. I've highlighted the phone number on the desktop, and I'm going to click that little icon. So you can see it there. There's the icon. I've just highlighted that phone number, and hopefully what happens when I click is it will connect it and send it to the telephone. There it is. Ooh. So thank you. I don't deserve that. It's Dave Burke who deserves it, who wrote it. But you might think, well, that's easy because they're only half a meter apart. But actually what's happening is that's done on the internet. The laptop's connected to the internet. The phone's connected to the internet. They know it's me in both cases because I've said, this is me. And so it's just making that instant connection from the browser to my phone. And that's really handy because, of course, I can immediately call, and the Post-it business is in trouble, but other than that, we're all happy and fast. I can also do other things with this. So it's not just phone numbers that it works for. So let me try something else. Now, I always like, when I'm traveling, to understand what's going on locally. So now, I don't know how to spell dark-blooded, but fortunately, Google does. So if I look at for some local news, there we go, there's a local newspaper. And this is great, but as I mentioned earlier, my Swedish is not brilliant. So ideally, I'd like to be able to translate the page, although it seems not to want to do that for me. So this all works brilliantly in rehearsal. No, it's not going to do it. OK, so usually built into Chrome, we have an ability for us to instantly translate text. Because as we've spent 13 years using our technology to crawl the internet and find out what websites are all about, we've got quite good at understanding language and starting to translate. I'll show you some more translation later so that you won't be too disappointed by this example. So typically I can translate the Swedish to English. But let me just assume that I can read it anyway, and I want to send that to my phone. I can do the same thing. So if I go to the phone and click there, hopefully it allows me to continue reading the article that I was reading on my desktop when I'm off in the taxi or on the train or whatever. So hopefully it will quickly, not quite so fast, not quite so happy at this point. But hopefully, there we go. Maybe it's the website needs to be sped up. There we go. So, but very quickly can allow you to continue. So that connection's important, and I want to talk about that connection more and more. So now what I'm going to do is tell you a little bit more about the phone and how it operates, and how we're thinking about mobile technology on the phone. The first thing to say is when people think about mobile and the internet, they often think about apps, because early on, downloading an app was like the easiest possible way to connect to the power of the internet. And still, apps are incredibly popular on Android and on iPhone phones. But actually, most consumers are now spending more time on the mobile web than they are using apps. And that's something which has changed recently. because an app is, after all, just a nice little front end for a mobile website.